What's going on, everyone? My name is Castillo. Let's talk about Arrow Season 6. Now, this past weekend was Heroes and Villains Fan Fest in Nashville, Tennessee. Some of the cast from Arrow went, Stephen Amell went, which we're going to talk about right now. Some of the cast from Legends went, and some pretty interesting stuff went down. Stephen Amell was interviewed, and he teased some things that are pretty important to Season 6, and there's one thing that got me pretty hyped up. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe, you like, you share it with your friends, your family, everyone. But let's get to the good stuff. Well, for starters, we've known this for quite a while. Arrow is moving to a new night. It would always air on Wednesday nights. Now it's going to air on Thursday nights, where Legends used to air, but we've known that for a while. Let's get to like the really good stuff. This season, we're going to kind of see a different side of Oliver than we've already seen. His father figure side. Because if you remember, in the finale of season 5, everyone died on Lian, and Oliver stayed on the boat with his son while Adrian Chase, remember, he killed himself, and that set off all the explosions on Lian, which killed everyone supposedly. But from what Stephen Amell said, from what he was interviewed in the Heroes and Villains Fan Fest this past weekend, he revealed that there's going to be one for sure cast member that's going to come back, and that's Manu Bennett. Let me read exactly what he said. Manu Bennett is Deathstroke, if you don't know, from Stephen Amell himself.
Oh shit, sorry.
What do you want?
Like, you need a sign outside.
Yeah, from Stephen Amell himself. I can report that Manu Bennett is back to being part of the show, and I think we will see him multiple times this year, which is awesome. I will link the article down below if you are interested, but it also says, Amell also teased that we have somebody returning. Oh, this is the thing that got me so hyped up. Amell said, we have somebody returning to the show this year that we have not seen since season 1. The person that I would love to be back is Tommy. He died, but if you know comic books, you know if someone died, they didn't really die. They'll be back. Either they'll be back for sure, like the same person, or they'll be back in another way. Like Katie Cassidy, she died on Earth 1, and Black Siren came on from Earth 2, and it seems that she's going to be a part of possibly the new team. I feel like she might be going up to be a main character for this season, because she was on Lian with everyone, and technically Adrian Chase kind of like screwed her over, so I feel like she might really have, even though he's dead, have like serious hate for him. But obviously Oliver and the team aren't gonna let her die, so she might have this like debt to pay to Oliver and the team, so she might stay on, not as like just friend, but I feel like she might be the whole Captain Cold and now Killer Frost thing, where she's a villain but she's also an ally to the team. There's also another really cool thing that Amell said about the flashbacks. I made a video a couple of weeks ago, maybe about I think 3 weeks ago. It's up on my channel if you want to watch it, about the flashbacks. I was looking at the flashbacks as a whole, if they were going to continue, and now Amell officially confirmed it. He said, and that though the hero's 5-year odyssey has been fully chronicled, flashbacks still will play a role on the series, in part to flesh out supporting characters' backstories. Amell said, they are a part of the show's DNA, he said. I would expect to see them on a relatively regular basis. Now, for the past 5 years, we have been seeing Oliver's flashbacks of him being stuck on Lian, to everyone on Lian, but to us, obviously, he was on Lian, then he went to Russia, and then to Japan, then back to Lian. So he was everywhere. Now it's over. So I feel like these flashbacks, he said they're gonna be on a relatively regular basis. Maybe not every episode, maybe every other episode, but you know how, like on this past season, towards the finale, they had the flashbacks for Renee, aka Wild Dog, how he lost his wife, and how he became kind of this role of a vigilante, and then going into Wild Dog, how he got his costume and his mask and all that stuff. So I feel like these new flashbacks are gonna focus on maybe the new recruits like Dinah Drake, which they're updating her look, which is kind of cool. We'll look over it a bit later, but I feel like we won't look at Curtis, because Curtis is gonna die on that island. I'm saying it right now. Curtis is gonna die on Lian, along with, I think his son's name is Samuel. I'm totally blanking on his name, but his mom is gonna die too, for sure. Obviously, I think her name is Samantha, but she is she's out. I feel like Curtis is out. Maybe Nissa is out. But this video isn't about that. It's about new stuff in season 6. Now we won't know exactly who survives until maybe they'll drop some stuff on Comic-Con, but we won't fully know until episode 1, which is going to be October 12th, Thursday. Set your clocks for that whole week because it's going to be tight. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff was said in this article. Oliver also said Oliver has an apartment this year. So he's living by himself this year. He's not living back in the day with his family. He's not living with Felicity. He's not living with Thea. He is living by himself. I feel like the reason they're doing this of Oliver, why he's getting an apartment by himself, he is living with his son. That's what makes the most sense to me. But like I said, how we're gonna see a different side of Oliver. We haven't really seen him be with anybody else. We've seen him be by himself for a very long time, for 5 years basically. Like he was with other people, but he was fending out for himself. And we've seen him be with family, we've seen him be with Felicity, but we haven't really seen him be with anyone else. And this is going to be especially different because it's going to be with his son, who he knows he's had a son for a very long time, but to now fully go into his life is a completely different ballpark, and I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. They also asked Amel 2 truths and a lie, and he said Oliver and Slade have a scene in present day, Diggle deploys his gun and doesn't work, and Thea is in a present day scene where we do speak to one another. Now from those 2 truths and a lie, you take whatever you want, but from what I got from that is all those people are back. It may be a lie of Diggle deploys his gun or whatever, but Diggle is back. Obviously Diggle is not gonna die. Slade is back because Oliver confirmed that, and Thea is back because it's the main cast, you know, like. And also the full cast, basically the full cast from season 5 is on the panel for Comic-Con. So usually if they're on that panel, they're gonna be for sure at least episode 1. They did the same thing with Sarah Lance, I think like 2 years ago maybe, where Sarah Lance was on the panel but then she died in like episode 1. So somebody could possibly die. It could possibly be Thea, but she'll at least be there episode 1. It's not gonna be Thea, it's gonna be Curtis and Samantha, I think is her name, his mom. But yeah, these were just teases. There's only until Comic-Con where there's maybe like a full trailer to drop, or getting closer to the release day of October 12th, more stuff is gonna drop by. But these were just teases, small little spurts of information, and I know this wasn't like much. It was interesting for sure for a big fan of Arrow like I am, and if you're watching this, you're as a big fan of Arrow as I am. I think it's pretty cool of seeing small little things really like being led up to the big picture, and I hope that we will have tons of new stuff when Comic-Con rolls around, when the actual panel comes through. But thank you guys for watching. My name is Hasiel Castillo. I've actually been stocking up on videos to release throughout this week. I was gonna do that last week, but I guess just stuff came up and I only released like 1 video last week, which was, you know, not cool on my part. But I plan to release quite a bit this week, really following up on Comic-Con. And you know, when that panel drops, any new information is gonna be right here. Make sure you like this video, subscribe if you're new, comment, share this video. My name's been Hasiel Castillo, and I will catch you in the next video.